ประธานาธิบดีกำลังเข้ามาในหอประชุมรามคำแหงและได้รับการต้อนรับอย่างอบอุ่น
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues,
ดร.พิน
honored guests, welcome to Ram Khamhaeng University on this auspicious occasion to honor His Excellency Dr. Ramos Horta, a Nobel Peace Laureate
และขอ
and champion of human rights throughout the world.
รามอส
To begin this afternoon
รามอส
proceedings,
ฮอร์ตา
may we present the video
ก่อน
for His
จะเริ่มพิธี
Excellency.
Mr. José Ramos Horta, the President of the Democratic Republic of Timor Leste, was born in Dili, the capital of East Timor, to a Timorese mother and a Portuguese father who had been exiled by the dictatorship in Portugal to settle in Portuguese Timor. Mr. José Ramos Horta was educated in a Catholic mission in a small village in Soibada. Tragically, 4 out of 7 of his siblings were killed in a fight between the Revolutionary Front for an independent East Timor and the Indonesian military. Mr. José Ramos Horta was a moderate in emerging Timorese nationalist leadership. He was appointed foreign minister in the Democratic Republic of Timor Leste government, proclaimed by the pro-independence party in November 1975. When appointed, Ramos Horta was only 25 years old. Ramos Horta left East Timor 3 days before the Indonesian troops invaded to plead the Timorese case before the United Nations. He addressed the United Security Council and urged them to take action in face of the Indonesian occupation, which from 1976 to 1986, an estimated 200,000 East Timorese died. Mr. José Ramos Horta is a person of great stature, pleading for the rights and freedom of the Timorese people on the international stage for a period of 24 years during the occupation of Timor. During his exile, he became the permanent representative of Fritolin to the UN. He was the youngest diplomatic representative at the UN level and a prominent international human rights activist. He was also one of the 3 most important figures in the resistance movement for the independence of Timor-Leste. Mr. José Ramos Horta shared the Nobel Peace Prize with his fellow countryman Bishop Carlos Bello. The Nobel Committee chose to honor the 2 laureates for their sustained efforts and self-sacrifice in opposing the oppression of this small nation. A portion of the funds received from the Nobel Prize were used to establish the José Ramos Horta Microcredit Fund for the Poor, which today is fully operational with a payback rate of 97%. In 1999, under the umbrella of the United Nations, East Timor held a referendum allowing the Timorese to vote on independence. When the referendum results showed more than 85% favoring independence, Indonesia-backed militia were unleashed across the country. At that time, Mr. José Ramos Horta returned to Timor to help rebuild the country from the devastating condition into which it had fallen. Working closely with the UN and Sergio Vieiro de Mello, the head of the UN administration in East Timor. Until 2002, he helped to bring about peaceful elections of the country's president and parliament, who in turn drafted the country's constitution. After serving for 7 years as the new country's Minister of Foreign Affairs. When turmoil and civil war threatened the new country, he stepped into the shoes of the Prime Minister and immediately set about restoring calm to the country. Before his appointment as Prime Minister, Ramos Horta was considered a possible candidate to succeed Kofi Annan as the United Nations Secretary General. However, he dropped out in the race in order to serve East Timor's Prime Minister. In May 2007, Mr. José Ramos Horta was inaugurated as the President of East Timor, a post he had held down to the present time. Mr. José Ramos Horta has been a political leader who has devoted his body, his mind and his wisdom to work for his homeland, in a political role with a high degree of determination and awareness, which has benefited both Timor-Leste and the international community in general. His success has brought him honor as a promoter of peace at international level. Efforts surely worthy of our praise. Consequently, Ramkhamhaeng University Council has unanimously agreed to confer upon him an honorary degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science.
May I now invite the Chairman of Ramkhamhaeng University Council, Mr. Pejuang Timor, to now read a special announcement in honor of Dr. Ramos Horta, the President of the Republic of Timor Leste. Mr. Chairman, please.
ดร. José Ramos Horta.
José Ramos Horta was born in Dili, the capital of East Timor, to a Timorese mother and a Portuguese father who had been exiled to what was then Portuguese Timor by Salazar dictatorship. He was educated in Catholic mission in a small village of Sorbada. Of his 11 brothers and sisters, 4 were allegedly killed during the struggle between Fortalin and the Indonesian military. A moderate in the emerging Timorese nationalist leadership, José Ramos Horta was appointed foreign minister in the Democratic Republic of East Timor. The government proclaimed by the pro-independence parties in November 1995, when appointed Minister José Ramos Horta was only 25 years old. He left East Timor 3 days before the Indonesian troops invaded in the Timorese case before the United Nations. José Ramos Horta arrived in New York to address the UN Security Council and urged them to take action in the face of Indonesian military onslaught, which would result in over 200,000 East Timorese deaths between 1976 and 1981. During 24 years of the occupation of East Timor, José Ramos Horta was international voice of Timorese people. In exile from his country from 1975 to 1999, he was the permanent representative in United Nations for Timorese independent movement. The youngest UN diplomat in history and international human rights figure, he is one of the 3 central figures in the country's struggle for independence. In 1996, he was awarded the Nobel Prize and the Nobel Peace Prize
ถ้าได้รับราง
with
วัล
Bishop
โนเบล
Carlos
สาธารณ
Velo,
ร่วม
the
กับ
religious
Bishop
leader
Carlos
of East
Velo
Timor,
ผู้
in
นำ
honor that sustained and self-sacrificing contribution
เพื่อเป็นเกียร
for
ติ
small but
ต่อการอุทิศ
oppressed
อ
people.
ย่างยาวนาน
A portion of the fund received from the Nobel Prize
เขาใช้เงิน
were
จาก
used
ราง
to
วัลโนเบล
establish the Jose Ramos Horta
ไป
Microcredit
ก
Fund
องทุนสิน
for
เชื่
the
อขนาด
poor,
ย่อยสำหรับผู้
which
ยาก
is
ไร้
a full operation today,
ซึ่งปัจจุบัน
with a
ก็
payback
ดำเนิน
rate
อยู่
of
มีคนใช้
97%.
เงินคืนเป็นอัตราสูงถึง 97%
In 1999,
ในปี
under the umbrella of the United Nations, East Timor held a referendum allowing East Timoris to vote on independence.
ลงประชามติ
When the referendum results show more than 85% favoring independence, Indonesia-backed militia were unleashed across the country. They killed thousands in street,
กลุ่มทหาร
displaced
ออก
hundreds
ก่
of
อกวนทั่วประเทศ
thousands,
และ
and
ได้
burned 85% of the building in the country.
จำนวนมากและสังหารประชาชน
After the entry of the UN peacekeeping force, Jose Ramos Horta returned to his homeland to help rebuild the country from the
เข้าไป
devastation,
ทำงานร่วมกัน
working closely with UN and Sergio Vera de Mello,
ทำงานใกล้
the
ชิด
head
กั
of
บ
the UN
นาย
administration
เดเมโล
in East Timor until
จน
2002.
กระทั่งสามารถมีการ
He
ร่าง
helped to
รัฐธรรมนูญ
bring
ขึ้นมาได้
about peaceful elections
และ
of the
มีการ
country's
เลือกตั้ง
president and parliament,
มีสันติภาพ
who in turn draft the country's constitution. After serving the 7 years,
หลังจาก
was the new country